Welcome back, Toaster. Do you remember where we were back in the days of Yonder and Yore?
No, it's been like 4 weeks since we played, and by that I mean maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah. We're coming in and out of conventions left and right.
Travel.
I think we recorded once between LVFC and FWA.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Things have been busy.
Well, it's going to become really apparent really quickly where we were.
Okay. Oh yeah, we just beat the boss girl, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
Before jumping in the giant hole. It's a long way down. Do you want to jump? Ooh.
No.
Do you have a fear of heights, Omori? I don't like that. It looks like I have crazy Lisa hair.
It does. You're right.
The hair guys and Lisa.
Yeah.
My head just merged with the hole because it's the same color. It's like weirdly off-putting.
Your head just merged with the hole? Oh no.
Uh-huh. 4.
This episode's off to a good start.
Now my whole head is the background.
Your head is the hole.
When you stare into the abyss hairs back.
The startup of the music there sounded like the RuneScape login chime for a second.
I don't know what that means. I've never heard RuneScape.
That's wild. RuneScape has great music.
I exclusively played RuneScape in my computer lab at high school when I was slacking off. So I don't know what it sounds like.
Crazy.
Hello. Beautiful little place that my friends aren't allowed in.
Pretty.
Was this on the grave? Those bird things?
The bird-looking flowers? I think so.
When we went to the gravestone?
Yeah, white egret orchid. Yes, I believe you are correct.
In the language of flowers, it symbolizes the phrase, "My thoughts will follow you into your dreams." Oh. Because it's our dead sister, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's definitely happening.
Do we? Oops. Yes, we do know that Mari died. I was gonna say, I couldn't remember.
That's what most of the modern day stuff is about.
Yeah.
And that's why that's the eeriness of how she's
I just couldn't remember if that was something that some presumption.
You get the vibe, yeah. But no, it's like everyone specifically is mourning Mari's death in the modern day.
Yeah.
Hi.
But I mean, we put that together pretty early, even before the game revealed that to us.
There's an eerie vibe to it because she's never leaving the picnic table or the picnic blanket, and everyone else is having an adventure, and everyone. It is this eerie dissonance that I do appreciate, where everyone's just cheery and having a fun little adventure, and Mari is just uncannily teleporting everywhere on a picnic blanket, and no one's mentioning it.
Yeah,
like that's incongruous. Something's up here. And going back and forth, my brain goes to like John Green's Looking for Alaska. I don't know if you've ever read that.
Nope.
But it's it specifically is a book that. It has a decent little page turner clickbaity thing going on, which is that when you're paging through the book, you can just tell there's a black page in it. Like it's a normal looking book with a black page, and like, why is there a black page? And at some point, I think this is the intended reader experience. You will just kind of curiously open the black page before you reach it, just to wonder what it is. And every single chapter, instead of being called chapter 1 or chapter 2, it's called like 173 days before and stuff like that. So it's counting down. The black page just says after. And you turn the page and it's like the day after, and like, oh, the chapters become after that point. You're like, okay, what the fuck am I reading towards? So it's like this little compelling to build you in that direction and so on. But it's like very cleanly split on the two sides of a character's death, and like this entire story is about dealing with that thing. So it's like that's what I'm thinking about when we go back and forth between this like fantasy thing that is like younger versions of the characters, like it's based on the memory of them before Mari died, and then going to the after where no one's really friends anymore, and there's like this distance, and like this everyone's dealing with the ramifications of what happened. And and there's just a very clean back and forth going on here. The issue being just that, like, as we've talked about before, a lot of the fantasy stuff in its duration and whatnot is not really dealing with that, and it's kind of frustrating. You find a book of interest. Read an excerpt. One by one, they fell asleep on the car ride home. It was a long day at the beach after all, and everyone was exhausted. Blech was the first to nod off, then the rest.
Kel, because it's 3.
Oh, no. It might literally be a number of slots, yeah.
It's not, though, because...
This one's 1.
Yeah.
It'd be hard. As the sun sets over the freeway, its head accidentally drops onto shoulder. I was like, how do I vocalize censorship in these things? It came up a lot in, like, Control. I'm like, how do I
I always said redacted.
Redacted?
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to follow my trend.
Redacted.
I know I am a trendsetter, but
yeah, I do get all of my ideas from you, and if
it's
everyone
true.
watches your channel, they'll just see me as the sham that I am.
Yep, exactly.
It's weird that my, like, 14
I'm your
years
favorite content creator's favorite content creator.
Uh-huh. To the point where my 14 years of YouTube history are somehow ripping off your 2.
Correct.
The sudden jolt wakes him, but he doesn't dare open his eyes. He pretends to be asleep and steadies his breathing. He listens to the sound of the road. He feels the soft sun resting on his skin and the slight tinge of pain on his nose from tomorrow's sunburn. He is happy, yet very, very happy. And he makes a vow to himself that no matter what, he'll remember this moment forever. Did it get darker?
No. Not that I can tell.
I know it's a spider web, but it keeps looking like a metal album logo. So many egrets. You can't fit. Dark Souls floor sign says fatso. Okay, yeah, it does get brighter when you're reading.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
A puddle of juice sinks into the carpet. Hovering above it is none other than Blank, holding an open juice box. He looks around at his friends, who are all wearing the same face of disappointment. He lets out a guilty chuckle. In what seems like less than a second, Blank disappears out the front door. A tiny black kitten makes her way through the stain, leaving sloppy, wet tracks all across the carpet. Blank's face turns red and yells for Blank, but Blank is already long gone. Blank hands Blank some wet paper towels. It looks like they're the only adults here. And if they don't clean this up soon, the carpet's going to stain. We'll have to deal with Blank later. I was about to be like, I'll call them numbers, based on how many squares they are. But then it said Blank hands Blank, and they were both 4 long. I'm like, damn it. So the number of blanks isn't even different from to distinguish characters. Like, I've got a system. System immediately failed. I'm moorless. It's crazy because, like, people will sometimes call a library a forest, but there's actually a forest in here.
Will they? Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so passive aggressive there.
Yeah.
I was really out of line. Sorry.
You find a book of interest. It was a hot summer day, and all Blank could think about was why they couldn't do this tomorrow. The backyard was a mess. Planks of wood were strewn about the area. Paint stains blotched the grass thanks to Blank and Blank's work. 6 squares, damn. All day, Blank watched Blank lug planks of wood back and forth from his dad's pickup truck. He watched Blank hammer his fingers over and over, and made note that over an hour had passed since Blank had climbed down her ladder. I will just be their moral support, Blank thought, as he sat sleepily on the shade of his favorite tree. Of course, he knew this wouldn't be the case. Soon his friends will be asking for his help, and he won't be able to refuse. The treehouse is for everyone, so it's only fair that everyone puts in some work into it. Blank knows this and agrees, but reluctantly. He slides up and wobbles his way to the mess. He knows he should put his fair share. It just had to be on the hottest day of summer. It feels almost like a missed opportunity, but it could just not be what they're going for, but when they put the squares in, it evokes to me like, oh, there's this many digits specifically, and I'm like, it feels like the hangman letters we've gotten so far should fill them in. Hello, Mari. That was startling. It would be neat if like the letters you found so far filled the blanks in or something.
Yeah.
But then that would give away who they're referring to potentially. You find a book of interest. This year, Blank was lucky enough to get assigned to a desk next to the small window. Every day, during class, Blank would gaze listlessly through the opening. At the shadows of the trees, the clouds creeping overhead. His mind drifted elsewhere. Into his own worlds. His own stories. His own adventures. He had a habit of doing this. It was easy for him to get lost. Today was the same as any other. Blank stared vacantly out the small window as the clouds passed one by one. Suddenly, a hand playfully slaps his back, snapping him out of his reverie. Blank looks away from the opening. Blank smiles. He motions that class is over and that it's finally time for lunch. It's pizza day today, and they need to bolt to the cafeteria before it's all gone. Blank's stomach growls. He looks at the small window one last time. He would have to continue his adventure another day. It's our one source of brightness in this dark, dark world. This game brought to you by the Literacy Lobby and all of their evil ways.
Yeah.
Reading will only harm you, kids.
The Commission for Libraries, the evil librarian agenda.
Yeah, this is the one I just read, right? Yeah. You find a book of interest. Read an excerpt. At sunset, a strange statue watches over the hidden lake. It might have meant something significant in the past, but time has made its engravings illegible. Yes, I'm right. That was a typo. That was the wrong it's. Got you.
I hate that.
Yeah, it had apostrophe. I'm like, but that one had belonging. That's not the right one. Either way, it doesn't matter to the company visiting it today. They're only here using it as a diving board. The brothers take turns jumping off the statue. Blank jumps first, then Blank again, then Blank again. Great. Once you fill in these blanks, this is actually a safe combination. The brothers gleefully urge Blank to join them, and after some careful thought, Blank warily agrees. The single square seems to be the protagonist, consistently. Blank shuffles up the statue and looks down at the moving water. He can hear his heartbeat. His ears begin to ring. Could be that the blank literally stands for O, or it could also just be like this is his self-worth. It's how much space he's willing to take up, as he's just one square and that represents a small, meek character. His legs feel as if they would give out at any time. He tries to focus on his breathing. He feels something crawling on his shoulder, and his eyes fly open to meet with those of a black spider. In an instant, Blank loses all sense and hurls himself into the lake. Water fills his nose. He exerts his limbs, but the water is stronger. He's too weak, too helpless. Or that is what he believes. Blank shuts his eyes, and waits for the brothers to save him. Damn, bro, the water's not even doing anything.
This is weirdly I mean, it is an RPG Maker game.
You're getting waterlogged.
this is an RPG Maker game, so of course it reminds me of this, but like for some reason the tone isn't even really that similar, but this is the way this map is laid out and the way everything looks just kind of reminds me of the library in Mahabar in the first Fear and Hunger.
Oh yeah, not being able to fit here breaks my brain.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like that every now and then there's a little evil opening in the books.
Oh yeah,
staring out at us.
I thought it was a bat hanging on the shelf, but I realize now it's eyes.
Yeah, I miss Fear and Hunger.
Fear and Hunger was a good game. I hope the third one is good.
I hope the rest of the second one is good. It would be funny if they just did an update 2 instead, and they just made it a sequel like Pathologic.
Yeah, I would.
Glowing spot?
I just don't know how much more Fear and Hunger 2 has for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like even if you add some more stories and stuff and new characters, like, I still feel like it's kind of the same game. So, curious how...
I think it's reasonably interesting to go through and play each character, even as the ones that existed already, just to see how they all play out differently with their little narratives and how they intersect with each other, and having fun with figuring out how to beat each one. Just as a Let's Player, it's always the time investment element of like, that's a lot of playthroughs.
Yeah.
Like, I did a Rain World playthrough and people like that too, and that's once again, I'm like, I could cover more of this, and it did do well. The DLC made it so there's five characters to play as. That's like 5 one playthroughs. I'm like, I don't know about that though. Everyone is over again today. Special occasion is Saturday morning. From 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., a group of 6 friends eat a delicious homemade breakfast and watch TV together. It's the most enjoyable part of every week. Blank looks at the clock. 8 a.m. 2 hours left. I thought they said 11 a.m. Then it's 7 to 11, so it's 3 hours left. You fool. Unless I'm forgetting immediately. He would be able to watch with everyone else until 10 a.m. when his tutor arrives. Oh, there we go. I'm the fool.
Yep.
Blank grimaces. What he thought would be a rewarding hobby has been nothing more than a nuisance. Instead of watching the shows with the rest of his friends, he'll be the only one missing out. If only he could watch the last hour with everyone else. If only he didn't have to play the violin. See? Don't do art, kids. Something opened. What does that mean?
Music is a toxic hobby. Don't learn.
It is a toxic hobby. No one should learn music. Hello.
L. L is a common enough letter that it might be on the hangman board, so...
Is this what opened? Did I earn this?
Wait, didn't I solve it last time? It was like, welcome
6
to...
keys left.
Blank space, black space, black place.
Yeah,
yeah.
No. It must be
so
space because the L isn't there.
Yeah, space.
Yeah,
because the opening was like, welcome to white space, right? So what is black space? Is this black space?
I don't know. I'm also not sure if I should go in this door.
Yeah.
Or touch the glowy thing. I'm worried that one will take me out. You know what I mean?
Well,
like the concern. Actually, can I even reach this? I can't. Okay, I can.
With the power of editing, you can Alt F4 the game and then just quickly walk through because we haven't done literally anything. It's been
just mash through all those things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a doorway. Hi.
That's Basil.
This feels like a bad choice.
Maybe.
Or they're just gone. A grand piano. The word Omori is etched across the center. Neat.
Is he named after the piano? Is this his piano sona? Is that why he's black and white?
Piano sona.
Yeah.
Just a piano with a fat hawk.
Oh, you can save.
Why do my words come out?
I don't know. I've advised you
to contain them.
I've advised you so many times to just not talk, and unfortunately it keeps happening.
I just 14 years of conditioning to do exactly this means that I'm just always like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just
deeply cursed.
If I'm not in a movie theater and we're watching a movie, I will say something insane at least once per film. Part of the shelf has been cleared out. There's a hole here. Look into the hole. Ooh woo. Everyone, draw your piano sono and send it to me on Blue Sky. It'll be especially shocking because by the time this comes out, I won't remember saying this.
Cutscene.
What?
He became Joker-fied.
There's something really effective about having horror. Oh, don't forget, it's on the toy box.
The toy box.
Something very effective about having horror cutscenes in the middle of a game that has no animation normally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but we're back in the white space. It wasn't pulsing before, right?
I don't remember.
Look into the light bulb. I feel like
That's
was just
normal.
a light bulb before. It's
That's a
pitch black
completely
inside.
normal light bulb. Your light bulbs don't look like that?
Not on main.
Gotcha. There's a dead fly on my windowsill. I just noticed it.
That's neat.
It's upside down and its legs are sticking straight up in the air and it looks almost cartoonish, like it should have 2 X's for eyes.
My ceiling fan's probably completely full of dead bugs, but I don't want to check.
Yeah, I think this is the only dead bug in my room, so...
I think I'm lousy with dead bugs, just chock full of them.
Keith is literally filled with dead bugs right now.
Yeah.
Scientifically speaking, did you know you swallow an average of 7 dead bugs per year?
Dead bugs? They're already dead?
Yep.
Yep, that's my microbiome. I don't remember if these all looked like this originally. I think they did.
They did.
Hello, long cat. Pocket cat, that's his name. Whoop whoop. Oh, they spun. When I boot up my laptop, all the little keys spin. I don't think they do that
Cool.
here. Okay, they don't do that here. They do it here? Why did L spin separately?
Maybe because it's the most recent one.
Yeah. Isn't this computer where it used to say
You used to be able to look
I'm
at your like
okay.
schedule and stuff,
Yeah.
your Twitter.
it was okay today or whatever. There really is nothing to do here besides stab yourself, like out of boredom. I don't think it's quite how depression works.
This is a reference to Yume Nikki.
You made these nuts.
Or I guess maybe more realistically like dot flow. I don't know.
2 days left. This is a reference to Persona 3.
This is a reference to SpongeBob SquarePants.
It's daylight again.
This animated cutscene is a reference to the fact that anime exists.
Yep.
That reminds me, I guess this is not a story that you have heard. I guess you might have heard it because you read My Blue Sky sometimes.
This child never showers.
Uh-huh. So I randomly lost my 16 terabyte emulation drive, which was very depressing. It's not an emulation drive, it's a storage drive, but I just keep a lot of emulator stuff on it. And long story short, I went through the entire process of like re-obtaining all the data on it and like salvaging as much as I could and fixing the drive so that I can use it again. And hilariously, almost nothing was lost except my anime folder. For some reason, the drive was like, no, we can't be having this, and just deleted all of my anime. And that's the only data loss I had, and I've been thinking about that as a sign from the cosmos for the past day and a half now.
Makes me think of like that time that like when Bird started taking ADHD meds and it cured his interest in anime.
Yeah. I don't know if it quite
anime again.
Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know if his interest is cured yet. He does like Hololive.
Is Hololive the VTuber
They're
people?
the anime VTuber girls, the waifus. What I'm saying is we need to put him in conversion therapy to convert him away from liking anime.
we need to complete the job.
Yep. We need to up his dosage.
Beep. You have a new message. Hey, Sonny, it's Mommy. Are you doing okay? You haven't been answering my calls or responding to my voicemails. If you keep ignoring me, I'll start to get worried again. I hope you're pacing your chores. I don't think even I could finish everything in one day. Did you end up visiting Cal? If not, it's alright. I understand. Just take things at your own pace.
Did we do any chores?
No.
Great.
I don't even know how to do a chore in this game. We did a billion chore-like activities around town that weren't related to this house.
Well, she says check the closet downstairs.
I literally worked like 8 jobs.
That's true, you did. Like, you got hired everywhere.
But none of my actual chores. Me when I procrastinate, right? Man, I really need to edit this video essay, but what if I like cleaned the bathroom and walked the lawnmower?
That's what they call it, by the way. Yeah. Walking the lawnmower.
Yeah. By the way, can you check the closet downstairs and see if there's anything you want to keep? We'll probably just throw away whatever you don't want anymore. There's only 2 days left before I come pick you up. Okay, that's it for now. Mommy loves you. Bye, honey. Bzz. Something funny I've learned about my audience, or a portion of my audience, which I'm going to exacerbate right now by talking, is that there are people who are really, really set off when there is like an audio cue happening continuously, and you just like run around and do every other thing you could do first, or you like stop and talk for a while and have a chat, and it'll be like there's a great moment of that where it's like fucking an active knocking door, and I'm like, let's talk about Bird's anime addiction, and also what? I don't remember this.
When stuff like that happens, I use my sound mixer. I just have a button on it to mute the game channel so it can't cause problems.
Blackjack. Where am I? I'm that guy. Isn't that a bad 14? Is it? Wait, aces are 1 or 11, right?
1 or 11, I think.
That's a 6. I hate it. I don't know. 16's bad. Because you want to draw like a 5 to get to a blackjack, but you're unlikely to actually draw a 5. You're most likely to go over, but it's too low to stay because you're gonna lose. Weirdly lucky. Okay, damn. Time to never play again. I have $200. Thanks. Me, every time gambling comes into my life, I gamble exactly once, win, never come back.
It is always good to cash out the moment you are up.
That's how I played Slay the Spire. I played it once, won, never played it again. I'm like, go to downstairs closet and look at Omori. No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
He disagrees.
Nah. I don't like the carpet stain. That makes me unhappy. You don't even have a pet. What's your excuse?
He's like a sim. He just pees on the carpet if you don't let him use the bathroom.
If you take the ladder of the carpet, he'll pee on it.
Yep.
Illegible joke. What the fuck am I saying? Hi, friend. Hello. Hello. Why is it question mark? You know who this is. Both because you know his voice and because you're imagining his physical appearance in response to his voice. So why is it question marks? I don't understand. I debate the use of question marks every time they show up in visual novels or Final Fantasy XIV and so on, because it's constantly a character you already know. In this case, we can see him. Sonny, are you there? Oh. Oh, because it keeps rotating the door. Open the door. Be friend. I feel like Omori sometimes, but I also say yes to every invite that ever happens. And that's why I'm sane. Ish. Hi, Sonny. Top of the morning to you.
Crin.
Crin?
Yeah.
Just the half of the word.
Yeah. Cring.
Cring. Well, more like noon, actually. Turns out Hero's not coming back until around dinner today, so I thought I'd drop by a little later. Mom is having me buy some stuff at Faraway Plaza before he comes back, and I thought it might be funner if we went together. Do you want to come along, Sonny? Of course you do. Come on. Let's go! We're gonna... Wow, a pinwheel. Neat. The end. Alright. Good talk, pinwheel. The music's so cheery. We have color in our faces. Yay. A classy white mailbox. Alright, so let's go off to Faraway. Cal smells. The heck? What happened here? Dang it, it must have been Aubrey and the scooter gang.
I just feel like, I think I said this already, but like a scooter gang is just it's like fundamentally uncool.
Yeah.
I've always felt like scooters are lame, and maybe that's my inner skateboarder speaking, but like there are so many other modes of transport. You have bikes, you have skateboards, you have rollerblades, and then you have scooters. And I just feel like scooters just aren't it. You know what I mean? I guess I'm alone in this.
Maybe you can make it work.
I don't think so.
What if you do a little kickflip every now and then? You know, like where you hop, but you kick the scooter so it spins around and then you land on it again?
That's like the one trick a scooter can do.
Yes.
The only one.
The only other trick you can do with the scooter is you fold it up and then you beat someone with it.
Gotcha. If that's what the scooter gang was, they would be more intimidating.
Yeah, you just like, you use them as weapons. Like, a scooter is both a club and a shield at the same time. Like, it'd be a cool anime weapon where you fold it in half and then you're holding the handle, not the real handle, but you're holding like the stem, and then the platform of the scooter is like the physical shield in front of you, and so like you'd be like double shielding in Dark Souls 2, so you can block blows with the base of one scooter and then just pummel somebody by punching them with the other scooter. I think we can make a scooter warrior and it'd be pretty cool. I want a scooter anime now, just to spite Toaster.
There are fighting game characters like this, and they're all actually super lame.
I'm gonna specialize in this fighting game character for 2 weeks until I quit. Just like with Blanca.
Hey man, Blanca just won Evo again. He's calling back to you.
Fighting games hurt me. I want to be good at Blanca. He's a wacky boy with giant muscles. He has the hugest shoulders I've ever seen. That wasn't drawn by a Bara furry, and I want to be good at it, but fighting games harm me.
Zangief is right there.
Every single one of our friends stopped. Blanca definitely has bigger shoulders than Zangief. Every one of our friends quit except Bird, who was 1% better than me, which was enough to turn it into like, well, here's a whole evening of me just playing Bird because nobody showed up, and he's winning every single round because he's just good enough to shut me down indefinitely. And I'm like, I don't know how to improvise or iterate here, and I don't get the variety of fighting other people. And that's how I stopped playing Street Fighter. Sonny, be honest, do I smell? You can't just ask someone that. Not next to the cow smells in pride colors.
You sure do, Stinky.
Wait, did we check? Oh, he wiped
No,
it out.
yeah.
That was confusing.
You think you thought he went in for a sniff?
Yeah, I was like, what was that pose? Well, it was like scuffing noises, but it sounded like sniffing noises. So I was like, what the fuck's happening? And to be fair, if you're going to present the idea of Kel wiping up the chalk, it's very confusing to do it in the form of Omori standing on it, so that it's obscuring what he's doing. I didn't do that. The cutscene was that Omori walks on the chalk, and it's very confusing. Wait, hold up, Sonny. Sonny, I mean, not Omori, even though they're basically the same person on some level. I don't know why he self-represents as Omori in his own dreams, what that means yet. I know it's been a while since you've been at my place, but now might not be a good time. Oh no. They're constantly hinting at something fucked up happening in their household. Basketball hoop seems a little dangerous out in the street like that. Well, is it a main thoroughfare or is it a normal residential street? Because people are supposed to not run over children, as it turns out. That's like rule 1 of car. First 100 hours of driving training, like, hey, bunch of kids out, don't hit them. You lose 100 points. Let's just head off to the market. I've already explored this place, and I don't need to re-explore it every time, because they'll probably direct me towards what's new. Okay, I do need to explore that, because Guile is flipping burgers. Hi. A whole American guy.
Phew. Making patties is hard work. But once I sink my teeth into that tender, juicy burger, it's gonna be all worth it. I can almost taste it now.
Dear, pay attention. The patties are burning.
Oh, shoot.
How could you tell from there?
Thanks, hun. That was close.
This is what Americans do all day. They drag their barbecue out to a public park and they flip burgers for 6 hours. Then they pray to the altar of Coca-Cola and then go home. What a lovely day for a picnic. I brought my specialties, chicken pot pie, lemon pie, and of course, my world-famous apple pie.
I have apple crisp ice cream in the fridge, and I should eat it.
Give it to me.
No, it's mine.
Toaster is notoriously slow-moving. I think I can get to his fridge faster from here. I just need to drive for like 2 hours.
My legs hurt very badly.
All of the apple crisp pie.
From going to the gym, so there is a chance that you could beat me to the fridge because of my weak, atrophied legs as I walk to the refrigerator.
Award-winning pie. From who? Ah. Why did we black? Wait, what changed?
Is this Aubrey? Did her hair dye wash out?
I don't know. They're being too friendly. Hey neighbor, how's it going?
Hey Cal. Oh, and who else is with you? Oh wait, I recognize you. It's Sunny, isn't it? Sorry, it's been a while. I think we only met a few times. My family's always lived here, but I was sent off to boarding school for a few years and just came back about 3 years ago, I think.
Hey, Sunny. Chris is my next door neighbor, and she's really cool. She's the fastest swimmer in school.
Because she has blue hair. Her blue hair makes her fast in the water.
Yeah, she's a water type. If she's in the water, people compare her to a mermaid. Because of their blue hair. Or a shark. Or even a torpedo. You can see her roots.
Cal.
Do you see that?
Yeah. You're never short on compliments. Are you trying out for the junior varsity basketball team this year? I'm sure you'll be a shoo-in.
Because you wear shoes in... Well, I'll try. I've been playing every now and then with my strangers at the park. I think I'm getting better, but it's a little hard to tell. If I practice basketball as much as you practice swimming, I'd probably have a better chance.
I'm not that hardworking. Feels like fun to me, honestly. And besides, even though I love swimming in pools, I love swimming in the ocean even more. I love everything about the ocean. The beach, the sound of the waves, even the smell of seaweed, and the horrible creatures of the depths in the deepest parts of the Marianas Trench.
Tee.
Teehee. Sorry, I must sound a little obsessed.
That's totally fine. It's normal to want to be a creature that would explode at normal pressures.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's good to be passionate about something, isn't it?
I guess. Actually, I think this all started because I went to the boarding school on an island and really enjoyed my time there. The ocean reminds me of the friends I made there. I hope maybe I can see them again one day. But for the time being, I guess I'll just be collecting seashells and stuff. We have a task.
Gasp. I'm forgetting all of them. There's so many.
The task is now to get a seashell because it was highlighted.
Yeah. You know, that story kind of reminded me of this, but Sunny's actually moving away from here really soon. Maybe you can give him some tips on how to handle moving away to a new place.
Oh, Sunny's moving? Well, being away from my friends is pretty tough at first. But change is just a fact of life. It's the memories we make with them that we should cherish. You know what? I just decided something. If you see any seashells, can you bring them to me? They're kinda hard to find around here, but I'll make sure it's worth it.
If we just keep bringing her seashells over and over again from the same store.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, it's the public park seashell. Now I'm feeling left out. You're going to the gym. Dax just started hitting the gym. I gotta reach parity.
This is not. The gym is not fun. The gym sucks.
It does suck, but motivation.
I'm doing it so that I don't shrivel up and die of a heart attack.
Yeah, but I can also die.
I'm pretty sure I invented that.
I'm literally older than you and closer to death. You can't take this from me.
Yeah, but I'm the first one to die, so...
Yeah. We'll see you guys next episode where I'm either dead or jacked. That's how this works. Every episode was recorded 3 years apart and then condensed via the hyperbolic time chamber. A thing that everyone definitely remembers from 90s anime. Bye.